It was brought to my attention last night that there was a big problem being exposed at the place I'm not allowed to mention. I'm sure I'll mention it during this, but um, for the moment, I'm not mentioning it. I don't think it's a problem any of us are surprised about. It was quite obvious months ago that there were um, deep cracks appearing in various places. In fact, I vaguely remember that I either spoke about it or wrote about it on Tattle, about the fact that the cracks that were appearing in the chapel, um, about all the movement of earth going on around there, the heavy plant machinery being used around there to move earth, put rocks in, take trees out, all of that work going on around the chapel, and how it wasn't surprising that the structure was under pressure, I guess. Um, it does it doesn't need a genius to think about all that going on around a building is not going to cause it issues if it's already a building with issues, which it obviously was. There were obviously cracks in some stones around windows and whatever. So it seems that yesterday there was a Patreon video um, with a very distressed owner talking about the discovery of cracks down the columns either side in the chapel. There were people there looking at the wall decoration, experts in looking at wall decoration and working out how they were going to clean that and how that was going to be done, and then they discovered these cracks. But I know that we talked about it months ago, and I may not have vlogged about it on here months and months ago, and looked at what was going on around the outskirts of the chapel and how that couldn't have an impact. I think the guys that were in what we saw yesterday was they talked about there's water been not only been coming in through the roof but coming in through the walls, and I'm thinking that English garden has been watered and watered and watered all summer. Um, and because there's no trees around it now, because all of that's been moved, and I imagine that some of the water is water from the watering has just run through the chapel, run through the walls, the cracks in the walls. So that was one revelation. And then next we move into the Grand Salon that apparently has been worked on for months and months and months. Putting panelling up that we've never seen going up, has never looked like it's going up, and yet it's talked about with the Grand Salon panelling, and discover that there is a major problem with. I'm looking at my beams now and thinking, fuck, they're sagging beams and walls pulling away, and a major problem. But it's like there's been vlogs and vlogs and vlogs that have shown glimpses of acro props holding up that ceiling where in the Grand Salon for months ago. Why were they there? Somebody knew that there was something going on, but now all of a sudden we see what's going on. And it looks like there's a whole wall, two walls, corner walls pushing away. So there's like a ceiling sagging and walls pushing away in the Grand Salon and in the rooms above. There's two bedrooms, I think, above. And you can see wallpaper that as the walls pull, the wallpapers pull apart. You can see cracks going through the wallpaper. How this was missed and how it's only just now that the owner has realised that there's a problem is astonishing, because it has been obvious to many that there's been a problem for months, if not years. Um, and it's unbelievable. And I sort of think, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you either going to get your arse in gear, but, grow up and get on with it, put some money behind it, um, or go away and take your winter away in South Africa again? A lot of the patrons are increasing their donations, are going to throw money at it. But will that money be thrown in the right direction? Will it be used for what they're throwing money at it? Don't stop my recording. I don't want to answer that call. I'm going to decline it. Hold on. So yes, interesting. And I really do think the timing of that revelation is quite specific to the time of year. I didn't know. Phil said to me the other day that advertising revenue goes up in December. The advertising if you're a monetized channel. Well, I didn't know that. So there's going to be quite a lot of revenue coming in during December. So the timing of it is of interest. Anyway, I'm not going to say any more about that. I shall get lots of hate for saying it. I've just got rid of a lot of hate, and now I'm going to get more hate. Quelle surprise. I have got one more bloody form to fill in. This is a CFA form, Cotisation foncière des entreprises 2023. This is for the government about my YouTube channel, because I have to pay tax. Well, no, it's called cotisation. I pay cotisation on my YouTube channel, and there's a form to fill in. But I'm struggling because the writing actually doesn't seem so bad today, because my eye is improved tremendously. It wasn't yesterday, but it is today. The eye that saw was this one, but this is the one I think somebody said was red, but this was the one that was causing me problems, but it feels a lot better. I think by tomorrow it'll be good. So I've got to fill this form in, and I'm leaving that. I've got 2 letters to post, and I need to pick up some analgesia. Apart from that, I'm not doing anything. Mark sharked. I've just half mopped and run out of steam, so I've had to sit. I can't finish the mopping until my steam is back. It's like running out of spoons again. It's mad. And it's 20 to 12 and I haven't even started cooking lunch. So I need therapy. I actually don't. I don't need therapy, but that's the mug I'm using. So yeah, I'm pleased all the admin's out the way. Really pleased that on file 4, I found the form that was given to me in 2011 about the assessment of our waste and wastewater thing. And it was assessed as something mediocre. And we knew, we were holding our breath because we knew when we bought this place. One of the things that comes up when you buy a place that's on not on mains drainage is that there is, you've got a fosse septique and it may or may not pass the assessment. And there was a new thing in 2009 about, they were going to come around. It's pronounced spank. I think it is. I never say it to English to French people, but I think it's pronounced spank, Catherine. So we had this hanging over us, and then somebody came in 2011, and I was here on my own. I don't know where Mark was. And he did an assessment and whatever, and we'd been holding our breath because we thought it wouldn't pass. And that's 11 years ago. So we got adequate, mediocre, which has meant that we've limped forward 11 years. It's not been too much of a problem. It was in the beginning, massive problems. Mark spent several hours twice sitting there unblocking. In fact, when Phil was here the first time, the Christmas that we were here, which was like a month after we'd moved in, and Phil was here. Was he here on his own? I can't remember. Can't remember whether he was here on his own. No, he wasn't. The family were here. Phil had to break the pipes that go into the fosse. He had to break the plastic pipes that come out of the house to unblock. Poor Phil. But Mark was in bed sick. I don't know what, I couldn't have done it, so it was left to Phil to do it. And we'd got, I think Joe was here as well. We got Joe and Phil and family, so there were like 7 of us all reliant on the pipes not being blocked. So I think Mark, and Mark did a great repair on it. Eventually he did a whole new pipe system outside. And he's not a plumber; he's a psychotherapist. So I don't think he did a bad job. But it's always been a delicate balance, the fosse, and it will be really good to have it completely taken out and a new system put in. And a microstation apparently is a much more the word I can't think about, but it's a much better system. It's much more self-sufficient, I think, and it shouldn't cause us any problems. And actually, if it did cause problems, we'd call somebody in now. We won't have Mark down there with up to his armpits in shit. So, but back then we had very little money, so everything that happened, we needed. If he could do it, then he had to do it. So. Yeah, so that'll be good. That'll be in a couple of weeks' time now. So that's going to be a bit exciting. Anyway, it's 11:45. I need to go and start looking like I might be cooking something and finish mopping. And I'll see you. The video that I shared yesterday took 12 hours or more to upload. So God knows when you'll get this one. But you don't care, do you, really? It's not like you're sitting there waiting thinking, well, where is it? Where's that video? Bye.